Jack Crawford, what a drive in Hungary, mate. Oh, you're a star. You're an absolute star. Yeah. More of the same, man. More of the same. Podium is just around the corner for you, I reckon. All right, mate. All right. Look, I've got to go. I'm getting another call. Okay, mate. Hello? Logan, thanks for returning my call, mate. Look, what the hell happened in Hungary, man? How could you let Crawford beat you? He's absolutely useless. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Ass. We are post-summer break. We have the Belgian Grand Prix today at Spa, always one of my favourite races of the year. And we come back after one of the strangest races I think we've ever had in Hungary last time out. Mixed conditions. And, we got 4th and 9th. It wasn't who you figured would get 4th though. Jack Crawford driving himself to 4th and Logan Sargeant getting himself from last to 9th, which in the end wasn't a bad recovery drive, but it was old Logan and we don't want to see him ever again. So let's hope that he's got all that out of his system in one race. Now, there is a lot to catch you up on, as you would expect after the summer break. So let's go and do that now. So in terms of the facilities, we've refurbished the CFD simulator. We've also refurbished, or have we upgraded, what else did we do here? We've refurbished the boardroom, and we've refurbished the, we've upgraded the car part test center, which should help with engine and brake cooling, which we know is a big weakness of the car. So that's all good. And the other thing that's happened is the weather center has been refurbished, so that is now 100% again weather forecasting, which I didn't actually realize wasn't the case. So we did well in the mixed race to do almost as well as we did there, which was good. Now, we've also had things upgraded on the car, or about to be upgraded on the car. So if we go and have a look at Sargeant's car, now it was I've got to remember what we did now. Did we do a front wing? Yeah, we do have a front. I didn't manufacture the front wing. God damn it, that was silly, wasn't it? Alright, so it's okay, nobody panic. We will just emergency manufacture at great 2.5 million, Jesus Christ. At great cost, we will emergency manufacture some front wings. Alright, so let's go and have a look at what this is going to do for the car. So that's going to move us, we can see there, it's going to move us up the grid, which is good. So we'll go and stick that on both cars. Now, I know for a fact that there was a rear wing that we did. So we will go and have a look and see what that is going to do for the car. Again, if we go to show rank on grid, so that's going to move us top speed up a little bit, high speed corners, which is going to be good for Spa as well. So we'll go and stick that on both cars. And I think there was something else that we did as well. Was it side pods? Just bear with me here while I figure out what we did. It was side pods. And again, I haven't manufactured. Oh wait, no, this may not be a major upgrade. Hang on a second here. Alright, I remember now, this was it's a very minor upgrade if you look at the percentages that things improve, so I was going to try and save the money on that one because it's not a huge upgrade. I think I was just using the engineers just to try and do something. Now, I've got to try and remember, we didn't do an underfloor, did we? Did we do a suspension, perhaps? I thought we had 3 upgrades coming on for this one. Now, the suspension could also be one where... No, so that was it. So that's the car. That's what we have. Now, drivers, do we have development points? We should do after summer break. We do for Crawford. We will go and stick that into control, perhaps, for him. So there we go. There's half expecting him to go up a level there. And Kalen Frederick, again, he gets a development point. He can stick that wherever he wants because he is not very good. Oh, wait a second. He's a 58 rated driver. Now, go on, Kalen. He's just going to race an IndyCar, that guy, isn't he? You can just see it coming a mile away. Do we have any staff upgrades? We do. Our head of aero gets a development point. He can go. Let's go with cooling since... Oh, well, let's get everything up to 85 first. And race engineer, nice one. Let's get that into pit crews. He becomes an 81 rated engineer. And does our other race engineer get something? He does. Excellent. And we will go and stick that into pit crew management as well. He's a very good race engineer, isn't he? Feedback maybe not great, but that's absolutely fine. So there we go. That is that. Facilities we've updated you on. So that just means we go and have a look at the racetrack, which is Spa. We have a 30% chance of rain. It's not really telling us what's going to happen there, is it? But anyway, circuit map for qualifying. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. Sections by speed. You can see the green there. Lots and lots of fast corners, which hopefully our new rear wing is going to help us with. Just the 2 traction zones really at the end and start of the lap. There's what we need. Top speed acceleration, which we're not great at. But yeah, as I've said before, we're good at going slow. That's pretty much our mantra. Average pit time lost 20 seconds. It roughly halves if there's a safety car. It's a one-stopper. If we can make a soft to medium work, that'd be ideal, but I suggest if that is the way it is, then maybe it's not going to be the preferred tyre. There is a big drop-off on the soft, and not a huge average lap time difference, is there? about half a second or so. So we'll try and remember that. Last year we had K-Mag coming in second, and we had Sargeant. Oh, this is the race last year where he ran up the back of like everybody, wasn't he? He ran up the back of Leclerc, and I think he ran up the back of somebody else, if I remember correctly. So that is that historic results. It's a Ferrari track really, because Perez drives a Ferrari now as well, doesn't he? So maybe get your money on them. Let's have a look here and see our race performance targets. So we want number of drivers into so 2 drivers into Q2. That's a little bit different to what it has been. So let's hope that we can do that. We should be able to, especially with the upgraded car. I don't like to put pressure on us getting fastest lap. The finishing streak, both cars in the top 10, is just never going to happen. Qualifying streak, a car in the top 10 5 times. That I would like to think will happen. All right, let's head off to Spa. Oh, Sargeant has the lap record as well. Go on, Logan. Alright, so heavy rain for free practice, but it's dry after that, so that means it's a little bit of a less stressful race weekend for me. I'll do free practice and I'll see you for qualifying. Alright, so free practice is done. Now let's have a look at how it went. First thing you'll notice, there was a lot of crashes. Crawford went off 3 times at the same spot. So we've had to emergency manufacture some more wings. But yeah, everybody is crashing. You'll see some penalties there for it. 15th and 19th in FP1. FP2, Sargeant up there. And this was a bit of a strange session because it rained and then right at the end it dried out. So Sargeant 2nd and Crawford 7th. But I wouldn't read too much into that. And then you can see everybody else as you go down. And then if we go to FP3, Sargeant 10th. And Crawford was down there in 17th. He did in this session spend a lot of time in the barriers, so he didn't do as many laps as you can see, 5 laps fewer. And that has impacted him because if we go look at the setups, we still haven't found a setup for him that he likes. I think we've got near enough to one, but Crawford, sorry, not Crawford, Sargeant absolutely nailed his setup for him. So we're going to do some qualifying 1. Hopefully we'll get through no problem. Alright, we are back for the second run with both cars. Both cars got horribly held up by Mick Schumacher on their first run. So we have Crawford in 6th, Sargeant in 7th, but you'll see the time difference is only about 0.2, quarter of a second or so. And I don't really trust that there's enough people behind us that have been held up and are going to go forward. You imagine Perez will, Ocon will. So yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned as to... I didn't want to risk not doing a second lap, even though 6th and 10th does look quite comfortable. Now Crawford has done a green first sector, which is where he was held up by Mick Schumacher. Crawford would have been held up a little bit more in the second sector, and we'll see if he does a green sector here. Now Crawford is behind us. We're currently 13th and 9th, so we are dropping down. Green for Sargeant, yellow green for Crawford. Are we going to do enough here? It looks as though we are through. So we didn't in the end need to do the second run. So it's going to put us a little bit in a tough spot for tyres. But Sargeant goes 6th. Crawford goes 9th. Now Crawford for this race does have a brand new engine, gearbox and ERS as well. So I mean it's his last for a lot of those things. But there we go. We've both got through comfortably. And another Mercedes out in Q1. Giovinazzi is a bit of a shock because Aston Martin's been quite good recently. So there we go. On to Q2. Alright, we are on board with Jack Crawford. After the first run on used tyres, Sargeant 4th, Crawford 8th. So let's see, we should be quicker on fresh tyres. It was about a 1/10 of a second drop off per lap. So those tyres, you can include in and out laps, would have done a couple. So let's see what we can do. Leclerc behind us is going purple, so that's not great. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. So is that going to slow us down? You would suggest yes, and it's Verstappen that has spun. Maybe just guaranteeing that he gets through. But we've done green and green, the 2 drivers, first sectors. Second sector's coming up. Sargeant should be ahead of us on track. Crawford is down to 10th. He's now 11th. He needs to go faster. And he is going faster. They're both going faster. Verstappen is having a nightmare. He's run wide again on turn 3. Or maybe that was the same yellow flag, actually, turn 3. Here we go. Sargeant coming up to cross the line. Where is he going to put himself? He stays 5th. Crawford's back in 9th. Go on, Jackie boy. So there we go, and with a penalty, I'm assuming a 3-place penalty to come for Sainz as well. Sargeant could be looking at the second row of the grid here, but let's see how he does in Q3. Okay, we are on board with Logan. Sargeant, as he spins, coming to start his lap. What have you done, Logan? Now, he might get away with this. He's going to stuff up Crawford's start to the lap as well. Yeah, so we're both drivers on the back foot here. Now, Crawford spun on... Oh, he didn't spin, he ran wide on his lap. So he has not done a representative lap as of yet. Sargeant is 6th, but I mean, look how close it is. We could not afford that, and obviously he has started the lap at a slower speed than he otherwise would have. Yeah, and both cars, I think, have been stuffed up by that. So, not great. We'll see if we can recover it, of course. First run was on used tyres. We were looking really, really good here to try and move things forward up the grid a little bit for ourselves. And we're not even going to be within the 3 places of Science. Who's this in front of us going quite slow? Looks like a Red Bull. Is it a Verstappen or is it a... Yeah, this is a Red Bull. I'm assuming Verstappen, maybe Leclerc. We have done green and green, so maybe we can rescue this. Maybe we can rescue this. Let's see. Sargeant crosses the line. He stays 6th. Crawford stays 10th. So, yeah. Absolutely shot by an own goal there. So, that's, I mean, it's not terrible, but it certainly could have been a little bit better, I think. Although we were roughly doing, or Crawford was a little ways off. If he'd done his Q2 time, he would have been up 1 or 2 positions, maybe. So, yeah, not the end of the world. We're roughly where we deserve to be. So, let's see what we can do in this race. Alright, let's talk our strategy options here. And medium hard is unnecessary. So can you do soft medium? You can just about. I don't know if I want to do that with Sargeant. And I think what I would actually rather do, if I'm honest, is start with starting 6th. So I think I'd rather start on the hard. We only have 1 hard tyre, of course. So if we start on the hard, go to the soft. And when everybody else is sort of on their tyre at the end, they're wearing hard. If we can come in on a soft, I think I like that. Now, do we want to do something similar for Crawford? Or do we with Crawford risk the... No, he's not going to... Actually, he doesn't have a fresh soft tyre, I don't think. Yeah, because I think because of just general crashing and whatnot, he kind of burnt through all his soft tyres before qualifying started. So, yeah. I don't think he has a fresh set, but that's okay. We can do something like that with him. And it just means we have to be a little bit careful at the start. If we get a safety car, we can come on and put a medium on. We saw the medium will go a little ways into the race. So, fingers crossed this works. Alright, welcome back. Here we go. You wonder exactly what we could have done there in qualifying, but as I say, there's no point crying about it now. It's obviously a little concerning that both Crawford and Sargeant have been kind of crash mongers so far this weekend, and hopefully we've seen the last of that. But often what you find is that's not the case. If they start off the track, they tend to finish off the track. But a lot of soft tyres at the back. We are the only cars on a hard tyre though. So we're in a bit of a situation where if we can just sort of stay in the train, we are urzing at the start to try and stay with them and then hopefully get DRS'd along a little bit as Perez overtakes Sargeant. That was, we just kind of saw that. It wasn't really, they were just battling, weren't they? They went back and forth a little bit. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that wonders if we could just sit here and not urz, but yeah, this is where Crawford has been locking up. 3 times he's sent himself into that barrier up there. He's just got to do it another 43 times and he'll be all set. But if he goes through a 4th front wing this weekend, I think I will be a little annoyed. But it's a 44-lap race. It is a long lap, of course. So we'll see if Crawford can get something done at the end here. We know the Mercedes aren't always the quickest in the race. But it looks as though he is going to have to hold station. And, yeah, well, let's see how this race develops. We've just got to stay with them, don't we, in this first stint and then come home with a wet sail. Oh, Crawford, he's done it for a 4th time in the race. And is that... It's a safety car, and it's an ill-timed one, given that we're starting on a soft tyre. Is that him out of the race? Almost certainly it is. Wheels, power, he's done. So it's Logan Sargeant that's left. He was doing a decent job too. And, well, it's just a badly timed safety car. So, there we go. We'll have a look in a second if we get a replay. He's just locked up again. It's the 4th time this weekend that he has done that. And that is unforgivable, isn't it? It really, really is. He's got a time penalty as well, which will convert into a grid penalty for the next race now. And, well, he's taken Ocon out of the race as well. Have we already missed the chance to see the replay? Maybe we have. Unbelievable, Jack. Alright, we are about to go back to racing. I'm really worried. We just put a brand new engine and everything in Crawford's car. I'm very concerned that he's going to damage that. But anyway, only Pierre Gasly came in to stop, so we're currently sitting third. You can see there's a lot of soft tyre runners, though, that really should have taken advantage of that. So yeah, we want to try now and stay with these Red Bulls if we can. And yeah, I mean, if we can do that, hopefully then pull away from Perez and that battle that we were kind of stuck in before. We've already got a little bit of a gap, almost a second. We're not deploying, we're trying to use overtake. I'm wondering if we need to actually go and use deploy, because what we need to do is stay with them and try and get that DRS, just stick in that DRS for as long as we can, get pulled away from everybody else. And then when they come in, we will be hopefully at some point leading this race. And then if we could have a Tsunoda or a Mick Schumacher, excuse me, Mick Schumacher or a Stroll or one of those safety car puppies to get one for us at the right time when we're on a soft tyre, that'll be absolutely perfect, won't it? But such a shame for Crawford after a brilliant drive in Hungary, but I think we've just sort of seen the real Jack Crawford, and now we need to see, well, the Logan Sargeant of earlier this year. Hopefully that is the real one. Okay, so we have pit stops that are happening. DRS is available. We set the fastest lap with Sargeant, so that's a good thing. So these are all the soft tyre runners that have done 2 laps after the safety car. I don't understand why you would not just come in, but anyway. The AI in this game sometimes is not the smartest, is it? Which is a little bit of a shame, but it works in our favour, I suppose, so that's fine. But, yeah, well, it's only lap 13, still, what, 30-odd laps to go. Long way to go here. If we can stay with these Red Bulls, so we've already got 3 seconds over Perez. If we can stay with the Red Bull, stay on the track, we could be looking at a Sargeant podium here, but, well, let's not jinx that. Alright, now we have the 2 Red Bulls in front of us still. They are, you can see the gap here we've got back to everybody else, which is wonderful. But yeah, they're battling and we're going to have some stops here. I thought we might be getting close to some of the medium tyre runners coming in. So yeah, what we've got is 2 Red Bulls battling, which is slowing each other up, allowing us to just sit there, DRS along with them. And yeah, Sargeant has got, Verstappen's just nicked the fastest lap. I'm not too concerned about that because on a soft tyre at the end, we should have a chance to get that back. Unless we're sort of in the battle for a win, in which case we won't recharge batteries or anything. And here we go. Here come the stops. So you can see we are going to... we've just taken the lead by ourselves there without having to worry about a pit stop. But, yeah, in comes Verstappen. New fastest lap of the race, so we do get that back. And Sargeant... Now, Gasly is the one, isn't he? Because he's already made his stop, let's not forget. But his hard tyres are going to be not particularly crash hot at the end when we have our new soft tyres on. So everybody is going to a hard, more or less. So we'll keep an eye on the lap times. We do have a little bit of tyre life we could play with, but really we just need to keep her on the road here and not do anything particularly silly, Logan. Alright, so we have just entered our pit window. The Red Bulls are very, very quick, unfortunately. They are catching us seconds a lap. They're only 4 seconds back of us now. But, yeah, well, we need a safety car now. Anytime now would be absolutely beautiful. I wonder if we do attack a little bit and... Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't even tell you to attack, Logan. And there go the Red Bulls. How much time are we going to lose sitting here now?
Let's take a closer look. Now just focus on the Haas.
What did I say? Once he starts, because he's got on the inside curb, didn't he? Once he starts spinning, he very rarely stops. And, well, that puts us back to 4th now. Getting emotional, as you can hear, as my voice breaks. Ah, Logan. It's been a frustrating race, this one, hasn't it? Alright, so Logan Sargeant is coming into the pits. We're going to drop down probably to just the edge of the points. It's just a matter of how far back he can come, isn't it? We are going to have a big pace advantage, so that is something. It's just whether we can get overtaking done or not, really. So, yeah, we're in 10th. We were harvesting. We will do that for the rest of this lap, I think, and then it is going to be really having a go for get fastest lap. We should on soft tyre with a deploy lap be able to do that. The issue is these two in front going to get in our way, but we do kind of just need to go for it and hope that we do enough. So we'll stay with this. Hopefully we will charge up to near enough 100%. Do a deploy lap for fastest lap. And then we will strategically use our overtake to try and get up as far as we can. Oh, jeez. It's... yeah, we're a little close here, I think, to fully go for this. But we don't really have a choice. What we could do, if we're extremely lucky, is maybe get them both down this Camel Straight. But we'll wait and see. Going to get DRS in a second here. Can we do a double overtake? No, we're going to get stuck here, aren't we? Yeah, so maybe do we bail on this as a fastest lap attempt? Go back to neutral. Oh, this is just a nightmare, isn't it? Just a nightmare. There's one. Okay, so we've done one. We can get... how are we doing for us? If we can get K-Mag early in the lap, then maybe we can go and get this done. We should get DRS as well, which will help us in our attempt for fastest lap, of course. You're on a hard tyre, K-Mag. Let us go. Let us go, K-Mag. Let us go. Not the fastest way through there, but we've got DRS. That'll see us past those two. We've not done a fastest first sector, though. So fastest lap might be a bit of a stretch here.
That's a new race position for Haas.
So a 43 something is what Leclerc is doing. So, well, we'll see, won't we? Have we done a green or purple sector here? We have done a purple sector too. So the pace is there. Do we have enough pace to go and get fastest lap here? Let's hope so. Of course, I think we're going to run out of ERS. All right, this is the moment. Have we got it done? Have we got it done? We do. A 43.6. So that is that box ticked. Now we need to try and get as far up this field as we can. If we're looking at intervals, we've got 9 seconds. If we probably want to try and get ahead of the Ferraris. Fourth spot, sorry, in 11 laps. Let's see if we can do it. So we are catching. We're catching somewhere between half a second and a second each lap. We've caught a second on that lap. You can see there. There's the Russell, Albon, and Perez, I think it is, that are battling 5th, 6th, and 7th. That is our target. Sainz is gone. We're not going to catch him now. But we are running out of laps here. You can see that lap we were about 9/10 of a second. We might need to deploy. We just need to get to the back of them, and if we have nothing when we get there, at least we've got there.
Sounds like someone's gone wild.
How are we doing for tyre life? We are marginal to get there. Yeah, but if we can catch the back of them, get within DRS, then you never know. There they are there. They are just in front of us. What have we got? 3 laps to go here. He did a 43.9. So that was with deploy lap, of course. So there is some pace there, but the question, of course, is there enough? And given that it's going to be a DRS train when we get there, it's questionable. And if we look at tyre life as well, we're sort of roughly at where they're at. So we've not really got a tyre advantage anymore. So I have a horrible feeling we're going to find ourselves stuck in 8th place here, which is a real shame considering we were leading the race when Sargeant spun. And we were, what, 4th and 8th when Crawford ran up the back of Ocon? So, yeah. It might not have the ending we were hoping for this one. But we will wait and see. We get within DRS. Can we deploy up the back straight here? Albon is dropping away, isn't he? He might be gettable on the last lap here. But we've got to get within DRS to do that, and I'm not convinced we're going to be able to do it. Let's go aggressive. We've got, what, 5 or so points right. Oh, there's a car off. That's George Russell. So we've made up a position there. So that's promising. And suddenly Albon is looking like he might be very gettable as well. We'll go off of deploy. Last lap for Leclerc has just begun. So it's looking like it's going to be the Leclerc, Gasly, Verstappen, Sainz. And then it's whether we can get Perez and Albon here. I think we can certainly get Albon, though he does have DRS back, doesn't he? Let's go for overtake. He's on his old hard tyres. Can we get this done? The battery's empty. Let's push at the end of the straight. Try and get it done. Are we DRS training? We are. Come on, Logan. Come on, Logan. You can do it, mate. You can do it. He sticks his nose in. He should have the inside here. Show him some curve, and that is 6th spot. Do we have enough to go and get a Ferrari now? That is going to be the big question, isn't it? Let's deploy again. Let's try and get to the back of him and then see what happens when we get there. I don't think we're going to quite have enough here. We are very much low on petrol as well. But I think we are about to find ourselves running that little bit short as Leclerc has won the race. I don't think we actually want to try and get him into the last corner here because that is just not going to end well for us. And we were that close. We were that close to 5th. But Logan Sargeant will finish the Belgian Grand Prix in 6th, despite a spin. It's a shame about that spin. I think we could have been looking at a podium otherwise. So 6th with the fastest lap gets us 9 points, which is absolutely fine. Only just nicked that lap off Leclerc. Look at that. What is that? Like hundredths of a second in it. But anyway, that's absolutely fine. To be honest, we'll take it given the spin as well. Would we have got? We would have got 4th, I think, without the spin. How much time did we lose? Probably about 10 seconds, wasn't it, by the time everybody drove past the front 3. So I don't think we had anything for them in truth. But I definitely think 4th spot was doable for us, which is a little bit of a shame. But there we go. We are still sitting 4th there with Sargeant. He did lose a little bit of ground to Carlos Sainz and also to Gasly behind, so that's not fantastic. And Crawford goes down 1 into 15th. The constructors, we're sort of in an island of 4th, aren't we? So that's probably where we're going to finish, isn't it? But guys, that will do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. The next race, I believe, we go to Verstappen Land. It's in Holland, isn't it? The Zandvoort track. So that should be interesting. Lots and lots of slow corners there. It might even be a track that suits us. We need to stay on the track, though, don't we? Till then, guys, take care.